Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. It's 10 minutes the hour of 7 o'clock in Sweet TNT, and it's time for us to talk about our continued collaboration with the Art Society of Trinidad and Tobago and artist Myer Fisher, who honestly is somewhat close to, if not Wonder Woman. Good morning, Myer, and welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's a pleasure to have you.
Right.
And it's a pleasure to have your work on set as well. So, one of my first questions, before we even get into the journey, is how do you balance everything? You're a mom, you work in corporate, you also are an incredible artist.
Thank you.
How do you balance everything, Maya?
With little to no sleep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, with little to no sleep.
And
So, yeah, so basically is see about the kids, work, then late in the night, try and do some art.
It's interesting that you say late in the night because, you know, one of the things they talk about with people who do work in corporate, who have families, is the fact that that's the time that you get to yourself.
Yeah.
So it's this point where you just sort of get to decompress and then give up some sleep for that. And we can see that you're
Yeah.
giving up sleep for some incredible work. Does it help you to get through life in general when you create?
Yes, it creates a sense of peace when I am creating the work. I always look for, to me, it helps me with managing patience.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. I feel you
So,
there.
yeah, so basically, I would look for pieces to work with where I would need more time, effort, take time with the creativity to work on. But it really helps a lot with the patience, right? And to deal with the, in life, basically, you would go through and, you would find errors and you would be, in art, errors are like, it don't have no mistake in art, basically.
An error is a blessing. It just doesn't happen. When did you
Yeah.
start creating?
Basically, when I was in, say, Form 1, I would have picked up the art, basically just doing basic drawings at home. And not until I was in Form 4 is when you had to choose your subjects. So I did technical drawing and art as my majors there. And from then, it just take off, basically.
Well, it has taken off because I know that you don't just draw and paint. You do some other things as well. How are you able to incorporate all of that into your artwork? And what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
Yes. Actually, I love sculptures. Okay. Right, so I do a little sculptures and thing. Over the years, I would have tried a lot of different mediums and different artworks. So I did a little ceramics and thing also. I love the drawing. The painting is not really, say, my comfort zone, but I try to step out of the comfort zone, right? I prefer to do more drawings, basically, with pencil, charcoal. Well, the color pencils is something that I now, say, let me get into to try the color pencils, and it has worked out very well so far.
It's interesting, as you mentioned, with painting particularly, because some of the work that we have on set this morning are incredible paintings, but you also mentioned patience. Do you feel a sense of like more satisfaction when you've completed like a large piece that we would have had on set here from painting particularly?
Yes, I do, because, I mean, it's really out of my comfort zone, so to even accomplish it would be, I do feel a sense of joy to complete the piece. Right? I mean, sometimes I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So although, yes, everybody might say I might always see it, still need a little touching, right? But I just had to know when to stop.
Yeah. Oh, understood, because then you'll just keep on going back and being like, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. How long on average does it take you to complete a piece, given what you just shared?
Okay, so for example, depends on the size, right? It may take a day, it might take 2 days, depends on the size and the medium used.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get into some of these paintings, but before we get into that, are there any particular themes that you prefer when it comes to producing work?
Well, I like to deal with family, right? I would love to come out of the comfort zone of family, because you'll notice most of my pieces are like portraits and things. So I would like to do a little more of like the animals, landscape, like try those things, architecture, because I have also a technical background. So I would like to incorporate that technical background into the art also.
What do you hope people who see your work will feel and get from it?
is to basically share experience and for them to connect with the work, and I would like the work to reach. So it's basically like for you to connect, like it's not you alone going through whatever you're going through, right? Yeah, and just feel a sense of peace and yeah.
Well, a lot of the work that we have on set this morning definitely brings that sense of peace, but it's interesting that you said connection because the first piece that sits behind me, I absolutely love it. I wasn't sure what was going on, and then I realized, wait, that's a mask, so we can all identify with this giraffe. Walk us through what guided you to create this piece.
Well, this piece was done during COVID, right? So some of my UE friends and them, we would have created a group, so we would have sent painting pictures, and we would have said we'll create it. So basically what it is, I was like, this one is like animals, and I just said, it's during COVID, and to do a piece during COVID, most of the thing was like the mask, right? The mask was important to us. So I was like, why not put the mask in the giraffe mouth? Yeah.
I love it. It's absolutely beautiful and something quite different. It's not anything I think most of us would have seen, especially depicting COVID-19 and a giraffe of all things. So hats off to you. Kudos for that. Now let's go to this next one that sits to my left. This, of course, we get that theme of family. But what was going through your mind when you created this piece, and how long did it take?
Okay, so this piece basically would have taken, well, if I put all the hours together, because, you know, to juggle between work, school, because this piece was done while I was studying at the university, while I was working. So it would have done, if you put all the time together, say a day. You can get it done in a day.
Like 24 hours?
Yeah,
or like
24
a weekend
hours,
day?
yeah.
Okay. And
right, and basically it's, I had revamped it a bit earlier this year.
And I'm seeing some texture as well on the canvas. What is that?
That's kite paper.
Okay. A day, a full 24-hour day.
Yeah, if you put all the time together. Because basically the pieces I work on, I do them a few hours an hour, because it's just every little time I get in the night, I would work on the pieces on them.
And this is why you'll also go back and be like, let me just add a little bit. Now, let's go to this next piece here. Perfect theme, of course, because it's carnival.
Yeah.
What guided you to particularly create this piece the way that you did with the Blue Devils superimposed on the flag?
Well, basically it's like, well, the name of this piece is We Time, right?
Okay, yeah.
So, you know, it's Carnival, Trinidad and Tobago. So I said, why not represent the country by putting the flags, the Blue Devils, that is our carnival culture also. So I put them emerging from the flags, basically. So
I love that we see one of them there just kind of chilling right there on the stripe. Great job. And this next one, well, I mean, it speaks for itself.
Right. So this one is called Tan Tan, Where is Sada Boy? Right? Because normally most of the pieces, when you see them, you see Tan Tan and Sada Boy together. So I decided to separate it. And it's like basically when you interact with the piece, it will be like, but wait, where is Sada Boy?
It's true.
Right,
and I love the fact that you also were able to incorporate, is that glitter?
Yeah.
Would that have been paint? What medium would that have been?
What I did is basically mix the glue in the glitter, and I would have used it to apply it. So while the glue dry clear. So basically it would sit on the painting.
And what drove you to do it on this particular stretch canvas? Because, you know, normally we don't see many on this particular size of canvas.
Basically, it was just to give the stretch theme, seeing that was like a tall. So something like a Moko Jambi, the puppet is already a tall puppet. So basically, it's to give the length.
Now let's move on to this next piece. Is this piece done in pencil? Is this a drawing?
This one is done in charcoal.
Charcoal, okay.
Yeah.
And how long did this take? Because this to me exudes patience.
Yeah, this one would have taken, say about, 12 hours.
Okay. And what's the name of this?
This one's supposed to be a portrait of Martin Luther King.
And as you did mention, of course, you do enjoy portraits.
Yeah.
And the final piece that we have on set, a really exquisite choice of color, to say the least. What is the name of this? And journey us through how you came to create this.
All right, this one is called A Surety. This piece basically is a father connecting with his son, basically. Right? If you notice that the piece in black and white there, right, is basically the same picture. Yeah. Right? So it's the same composition, and we use a different media. So if it is you look at the same picture, you get two sense of different feeling when you view the piece.
Was there any particular reason that you chose these colors?
Basically, yeah, so it was more to create a kind of warm sense. Basically, it's like you see the child is vulnerable, he's tired, he just wants to be assured. So, it's like those colors give you that kind of dark, warm. Yeah.
And a beautiful choice as well, because we tend to see many times in art mothers and their children portrayed, not necessarily the fathers. So a
Yeah.
great choice there also. And just looking at it as well, is this similarly textured with kite paper as the previous one, or is that
Yes,
actual?
that's one. No, that's same thing. Kite paper.
Okay, Maya, where can we get more information about you and see more of your work?
Okay, so right now I have our next piece exhibiting at Art Society, Pulse of the People, right? And I have an Instagram page, Myer 1985.
Oh, you mentioned you do portraits as well. Is it that you do portraits for people, or is it just you do it and you put it up?
No, I basically do and put up.
Okay. Well, Maya, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much for loaning us your artwork for the week. We greatly appreciate it.
I appreciate
And
you
we
having
look
me.
forward to seeing more of you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being with us, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, same to you.
Maya Fisher, artist, with us this morning with some great artwork that's going to be on set all week. Stay tuned because your birthdays are coming up after this break.